Hey guys, I am in Almaty, Kazakhstan. So, I'm outside some kind of soccer field, and over there are the Almaty Mountains. I'm shooting this vlog because I want to give the experience that I'm having as a digital nomad. This has always been a dream of mine. I've always wanted to be location independent for about 5 years now, because I was always seeing on Instagram, on YouTube, of these guys just traveling the world, making money and doing whatever they want. Now I am exactly in their position. I've built a business when I was in Sydney during COVID, during the lockdown. Now I work on the internet. I don't need to spend much time on my business. It's pretty automated. I could be anywhere, anytime, and I'm just going to give you my experience. It might be a bit shocking because it's not exactly what I expected. So yeah, stay tuned. Cheers to the good. Cheers to the. Whatever, man. Cheers to the good life. Taxis from the airport to the city cost around $5. I got scammed and paid around $60, which is still less than what I would pay back home. Get yourself a SIM card and download Yandex Taxi. It's like Uber. I was particularly interested in this canal because this is how it looks on every street, and it didn't make sense to me because all the leaves would fall in and that would require people to dig it out every single day. I spent a lot of time in this Georgian restaurant because they have this dolma, which is one of my favorite foods. The city had a very Soviet feel to it. That means the streets were very wide and the blocks were square and huge. Public buildings such as the theatre and the university were very decorative with Roman columns, whereas residential buildings were just brutalist squares where they try to house as many people for as cheap as possible.
It's not photo, it's video.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a thumbs. It's like the yin and yang, except it's a thumbs up and it's a thumbs up and a root finger. You know the yin and yang. The yin and yang is like the thumbs. Ow, my finger. Hostel.
Which one?
Over there, hostel over there.
Oh yeah.
Hey, there's like a DJ playing over here. Listen. It's like a DJ. The city is surrounded by mountains, and one of the most accessible mountains you can get to is Koktebel. You can take a gondola all the way up. Up there, you get to see a panoramic view of the city, the mountains. There are a lot of activities for the family and kids to do. There's a Ferris wheel, and at nighttime, I think they have parties. Walking up this. Alright, just film me, alright? Film me, I'm walking up the. I'm already filming. Alright, come on, let's go. We're going up this way.
Oh, you started.
Close to the city, there's a famous lake called Bolshoy Almaty Ozero. It means Big Almaty Lake. Unfortunately, the time I went, they were fixing the roads and we couldn't get there. This is real life travel. Hey, film me. Oi, I said film me. I said keep the camera. Oi, what do you think you're doing? Keep the camera on my face and film me, okay? It wouldn't be a real Soviet adventure without shooting the AK-47, one of my favorite guns. I've shot one in Moscow before, but this time they were taking us to an outdoor range with 100 and 200 meter targets. If you visited any Soviet major city, like Petersburg, Moscow or Kiev, you'll notice that the metro is extremely decadent inside, with chandeliers and mosaics. And the Almaty Metro, completed December 2011, is no different. The cost of using the metro is only 23 Australian cents, and you can go anywhere within the 9 stations they have. Something I've always found amusing is that the metro symbol in all Soviet cities closely resembles the Mario logo. I booked a trip to Cayindi Lake and Sharin Canyon. Now these tourist attractions are on the other side of the Tian Shan Mountains, which is the range that surrounds Almaty. I recommend spending at least 2 days here so you can spend the night in a guest house near the lakes. Sharin Canyon was formed by an earthquake 2 million years ago. It's not as big as the Grand Canyon, but I think it's just as nice. The drive to Cayindi Lake felt extremely nomadic, with wide open fields, mountains in the back, and just straight roads that lead to nowhere. Cayindi Lake was formed by an earthquake in 1911. This created a natural dam with a lot of trees underwater. That's why the place is known as the Sunken Forest. To get there, you're going to need a 4-wheel drive. and then it's a hike up a mountain and then down to the lake. If you're not fit, you can also opt in for a horse ride up the mountain. Back in the city, there's a ski resort called Shimboluk. It's around 20 minutes away from the city centre. A lift pass for the day costs around $30 Australian, and snowboard gear costs around 20. It's not as world class as, say, Switzerland or Canada, but it's still very good and much better than anything Australia has to offer. Due to the Russian-Ukrainian conflict, the Kazakh tenge fell and $1 Australian was around 390 tenge. So good quality food was only about a quarter or a third of the price I would be paying back home. But I didn't want to constantly go to a fancy restaurant, so I spent a good amount of time in local cafes with affordable meals such as buckwheat and borscht.
Nope.
Most young people here know how to speak English. I tried to speak as much Russian as I could, even though it wasn't very good. There were not many tourists when I went, maybe because of COVID. People over here generally mind their own business, but are very friendly. I really think Kazakhstan is a gem of Central Asia, and I highly recommend visiting if you love nature. I would definitely come again and visit the nearby countries such as Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan. And although I could stay here for longer if I wanted to, I quickly realized that everyone has a job, and if I was to base myself anywhere, I would need to do something to keep my days busy, and maybe this digital nomad lifestyle just isn't for me. So if you liked the video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be going to the US and Colombia next, so hopefully see you all next time.